Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're in a different area of the salon today. I have some guys here working on the window in my office where I normally film. Obviously I'm in the treatment room today. So I do apologize for the busy background. I know that bothers some people. I do normally try to keep it really simple, but this was the only other corner that I could do this. So here we are. The lighting looks a little weird. We're going with it. So today I have a brand new speed reviews for you guys. So I've got my sort of gathered thoughts on some products that I've been trying. If I've mentioned a product recently and said I'll let you guys know in a future speed reviews video, this is that video. So let's dive right in. I have a few hair products to talk about. I have some skincare to talk about. I have makeup to talk about. We've got a little bit of everything. So let's dive straight in. Let's start with the sort of oddball product in my little collection going on here. This is the Beaut.beautyco teeth whitening system. We received this in a Boxy Luxe, I believe. And I have really been enjoying this. So let me know in the comments below if you got this in that same boxy, if you've been liking it as well. I kept everything in the little packaging just so it'd be easier to bring over here to talk to you guys about, but it comes with the piece that actually goes like in your mouth, and then it comes with the actual teeth whitening solution. So I've got, I think, one more treatment left. I wanted to talk to you guys about it before I finished it and not just in an empties video, because I promised you guys I'd let you know after I'd used it for a while. And then it also comes with this little light that you put in your mouth with your little, all the bits and pieces. So every time I put it back in the container, it lights up again. So in terms of the product itself, I really like it. I did find a difference in the whitening aspect. I do think my teeth look a little bit whiter, a little bit. I mean, you're only gonna get so much results with a teeth whitening system as opposed to getting your teeth like professionally whitened. But I did think that I got better results from this than I have from other teeth whitening systems that I have tried in the past. The solution itself didn't make my teeth sensitive, and that is something that I have experienced previously with like the Crest White strips. I can't use those. They really make my teeth really, really sensitive to the cold. And I don't generally have super sensitive teeth, so that is something to note there. This didn't bother my teeth at all, didn't make them sensitive. It doesn't taste bad. It doesn't leave a weird taste in your mouth. It doesn't leave a weird residue on your teeth afterwards. When I'm done with it, you put it on, you put the little solution on the little tray, you put it in your mouth, and then you put the light on and you leave it for 15 minutes. I will say 15 minutes feels like a long time to like have that in your mouth. However, after it's done, I take the little tray out of my mouth, I rinse it, I rinse my mouth out with water, and that's it, easy. It doesn't require me to then brush the stuff off of my teeth again or anything like that. And like I said, I do think it has made a difference. So I'm excited to use up what's left in this little syringe. I haven't looked into repurchasing that solution again, but I definitely am going to, because I've had good results and I haven't had any, sorry, I'm shifting around a lot. I'm not on my usual chair. I would definitely be interested in purchasing that solution again. I'll let you guys know if I do that, but I am definitely going to look into it. So if I don't buy this, I'll definitely still keep the trays and the light, because I think that would be effective with any teeth whitening system. I think that would kind of help give you that boost. I'm talking too long about one product here already. Okay, let's dive into the hair products. So I got this hair treatment as well in a BoxyCharm. A lot of these things, as normal, are things that I've received in BoxyCharm. So this is the Keratherapy Deep Conditioning Mask. So this is a really nice hair mask. I would compare this to like the Joico K-Pack treatment. I find this to be very, very similar. It's sort of like a protein plus moisture kind of treatment. It smells very nice. I really, really like the scent of it. However, it's very strongly fragrant. So if you're somebody that bothers you, I don't think that you'll like this. It has a very strong fragrance, and I do smell it in my hair afterwards. I don't like that with skincare, but I really don't mind it with hair care. It doesn't bother me. I actually find it smells really nice. So I do really like this. I also don't think it really like blew me out of the water either. So I like it, I'll use it. I probably wouldn't repurchase it. I have in the past tried hair treatments where you're like, oh my gosh, my hair feels so nice. that's amazing. It's so shiny. It's this, it's that. I didn't really get that from this. It did make my hair feel nice. It did make my hair smell nice. It helped to detangle. It does all of the things, but it didn't wow me per se. But I do think it's a nice treatment. Something like this you only want to use once a week because there is protein in there. You don't want to over proteinize your hair. There's such a thing as like killing it with kindness. So just remember that when you're using a product like this that does have protein in it, that once a week would be lots. I love that it comes in a tube. I really prefer that format to like a jar. I find a lot of hair treatments come in jars and the jar gets full of water in the shower, or I'm dropping it, or I have a hard time opening it. This I find to be very user-friendly. I think the packaging is really nice, and all in all, I really like it. I've got a couple of products here from L'Oreal. Now, these are not cruelty-free, and they were sent to me. However, I was not like sponsored to talk about them or anything like that. They were just sent to me to try, and if I wanted to review them, I could. I did do a full review of these on my Instagram account. If you guys aren't following me over there, I do review some products over there as well. All the information on where to find me on social media is always in the description box down below. But I did want to mention these in this video because I don't try a lot of drugstore hair products. A lot of what I try in terms of hair products are professional brands. Therefore, I don't get a lot of drugstore products sort of come my way, and I actually really liked these. A couple of nice long hair products at the drugstore. They have this whole range called the Dream Length line, and it's specifically for people with really long hair. So in my last declutter video, you saw me decluttering the curl product that came in this line. I did pass that along to a client, but I did keep these two for myself. This product here is like a rinse out treatment. You use it after shampooing before you condition, and it basically is like a detangling treatment. I really like this a lot. You can see there's like little lines here on the sides of the bottle, so it tells you exactly how much to use, which I really like. I have a tendency to use way too much product. Because I have a lot of hair, I think I need like a lot more than I actually need. So I love that this has the little measurements on the side, and it says 1 dose is 20 mils. So 1 dose goes to there, right? And it says right on the bottle, 2 to 3 doses for thick to wavy hair. So I use about 2 doses on my hair, and I've been using this about once a week, and I really like it. It makes my hair really soft. It really helps to detangle. I have that frizzy hair texture to where it gets really tangly after I wash it. So something like this has been really helpful, and it's called the 8 Seconds Wonder Water. I didn't even tell you what it was called. It's called the 8 Second Wonder Water, and you only leave it in for 8 seconds. So it's a super quick treatment that you can do, even though it's one more step where you do it in between shampooing and conditioning. You only have it in for 8 seconds. So literally in the time that it takes you to like put it in and like work it in, you just rinse it out after that because it's already been 8 seconds. So love that, super easy, very user-friendly. It smells really nice. It doesn't weigh my hair down, but it also detangles. So it's very interesting. And then this product here is the Heat Slayer Pre-Iron Spray. So this is meant to be used as like a thermal protection for your hair, but it also works really nicely as a leave-in conditioner. So I've been using it both ways because it says right on here, it says protects from heat damage, tames frizz and seals in shine, and fights humidity. And you actually put it into damp hair. So normally with like a flat iron spray, like what I used today before I curled my hair, you put it in dry hair, kind of brush it through, let it dry. This you actually apply into wet hair, and then you would blow dry and style as usual. And I have used this when I've heat styled, and I've also used it and let my hair air dry. And I think both ways I had less frizz and more shine. So I do really like this. I will use it up because I do like it. Again, I won't be repurchasing it, but I think it's a really nice leave-in option at the drugstore. Okay, let's move on to skincare. I only have one product to talk about for skincare today, and that's the Farmacy Deep Sweep Toner. So this is a 2% BHA toner. Got this in a BoxyCharm. So repetitive. I love this. So you can see I haven't used a lot of it, but I have used this every day since I got it. It does say on it, may be used daily in the absence of irritation. So my skin handles BHAs. If you're not familiar, BHA is salicylic acid. My skin handles that very well. I do have an oily, acne-prone skin type, so something like this really is made for my specific skin type. And it's meant to be used sort of on like a cotton round and then all over the face like that. I don't use cotton rounds. I find them to be very wasteful. I don't like throwing away the round, and I also find I use up a lot more product. So what I do with this is I just kind of put a little bit in my hand, and then I kind of just pat it into my skin in the morning. So I like to use this one in the morning. I get up, I cleanse my skin with just like a micellar water. I dab a little bit of this on my skin, and then I go in with my normal skincare. And I don't know if it's a coincidence, because who knows, like I have the type of acne prone skin to where my skin will be totally great for a while and then it's just nuts for a while. So it could be coincidence, but since I started using this, my skin has been very clear. I have noticed a difference in terms of my oil production. I definitely have like less blackheads, less breakouts. And when I am getting breakouts, they seem to be healing very quickly. So I really like this. If you're an oily, acne-prone skin type and you've been eyeing this one, I think it's worth a try. I will link that. I'll link whatever I can down in the description box down below. I'm gonna try to start doing that for you guys, just to make things easier to find. But you can purchase this at Sephora. It says on the bottle made exclusively for BoxyCharm, and that usually means they've made a specific size for BoxyCharm, and we've seen that quite a bit from Farmacy. Anyways, I really like this, highly, highly recommend, especially if you have a skin type like mine. We'll transition from skincare to makeup with a couple of primers. First off, let's talk about this one. So this is the Evio Beauty Pore-fect Primer. We got this in a BoxyCharm a couple of months ago. I was pretty excited about it because it's cruelty-free. The ingredients look really great. Looks like it's a Canadian company. Love that so much. I hate this. I don't like this at all. I've used it twice, and both times that I used this, it really pilled up on my skin. Like little bits were just kind of rolling off. The first time I used it, I thought maybe I had used too much. Maybe it wasn't agreeing with some of my skincare that I had put on underneath. So the second time that I used this, I used very minimal skincare and I used a very small amount, and I still found, especially along like the jawline, it really was like rolling off. And then I had no desire to play with it again after that. I'm sure I could have, you know, tried a different foundation, tried a different moisturizer underneath, tried all the things. I have so many primers in my life that I don't need one that I have to frig around with, basically. So this is no good to me. I have seen a couple other people review this that had the same problem. So I don't know if everyone is having that issue with this or if it's just certain skin types or what, but you will see this soon in a declutter. I don't like this. I don't recommend it. If you had a different experience with this, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very interested to hear if you'd had a different experience than me. And the other one that I've been trying, we got quite a while ago in a BoxyCharm, and this is the Rodial Soft Focus Glow Drops. So I have this on today. It is pretty glowy, as you can see. I do have a little bit of highlight on right here, but I don't have highlight on anywhere else on my face. So you can see there's some shine happening. I don't mind that. Even though I'm an oily skin type, I prefer to be a little glowy than really matte. I just think at my age, the really matte finish is not super flattering. So I rather like embrace the glow. And I really like this. So I find this to be very, very similar to the Wander Beauty Illuminating Primer that we got in the pink tube last year, I think, from BoxyCharm. If you've been subscribed to BoxyCharm for a while, you'll know what I'm talking about. So if you liked that one, you will like this one. I quite like this a lot. I was interested to find out that Rodial was cruelty-free. I did not think that they were. So when I found out that they were, I opened this up and decided to try it. And I'm really glad that I did. So I like this a lot. It feels very much like a cross between a primer and skincare. It really feels like you're putting a serum on your skin. And it does have some skincare ingredients in there. It does have like antioxidants and I think some hydrating ingredients in here. I've also used this on days where I wasn't wearing makeup, just on my bare face, and I think that looks really pretty as well. It just gives you a nice radiance. There's no shimmer in there. It doesn't make your skin sparkly or anything like that. The only thing that I will say about this is sometimes I'll put like a pore filling primer or something mattifying right here on my forehead because that's where I tend to be the most oily. I had put something like that on. Quite often I'll do that and then I'll go over the rest of my face with something like this. And I did that one day and it really pilled up and my foundation all separated and it looked really crazy. So I think if you're gonna use this as a primer, just use it by itself. Don't try to mix it with other primers. That's how I've been using it since then, and I've had no issues with my foundation breaking up or looking patchy or separating or anything like that. So I think this is a really nice sort of skincare slash primer. Really, really enjoying this one. Okay, sliding into makeup. I've been wearing this lip gloss a lot. So this is the Persona lip gloss in the color Toffee. I have this on my lips today. I really, really like this. So the way I have it on today is I applied it to my bottom lip and then I just kind of blended it with my finger to give a really nice like sheer application. You can also apply this like with a lip liner and go a little heavier handed and get quite a bit of color payoff with this. So I find it to be very versatile. I also find it to be very comfortable. It's not sticky. There is a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, there's like a little bit of very, very fine shimmer in there. You don't feel it on the lips at all. You don't see any glitter particles on the lips at all. I like that a lot. I think this is really nice. I'd be very interested to try some other lip glosses from Persona Cosmetics. Be interested to try some more products from them in general. Next up, I have this powder. So this is from Bellapierre, and this is the Banana Setting Powder. I got this in a babe box. I don't like this. I mentioned in that video that I was nervous that this was going to darken my under eyes. Banana powders generally are used under the eyes to sort of cancel out the purple undertone underneath the eye or the blue sort of hue under there. I mentioned in that video, if you're very fair-skinned, fair like I am or fairer, you may find that these types of yellow powders really look dark underneath the eyes. And when I tried it, that's exactly what happened. It got really dark. It looked very yellow under there. I tried it on a separate day where I set the under eye with my normal powder and then I kind of dusted this on lightly with a brush. I still found that I could really see that yellow tone. I don't enjoy that. I do think this would be really nice for somebody with a darker complexion. So I'd be interested to hear from you down below if you have a deeper complexion than I do. Do you like these sort of banana powders? It's always nice to hear a perspective from someone who has a different skin tone than I do, because I can only speak to my own skin tone, but I really didn't like this. And on top of that, I found it looked really heavy underneath the eyes. On top of the color being really off and weird, the texture itself just wasn't flattering on my, 30-something-year-old under eyes. So really not liking this. I have a couple of younger clients who are deeper complected than I am that I think I'll see if one of them wants this, because I'm sure somebody else would probably think this is fine. But for me, it's just, I'm too old and I'm too light for this. Moving on to something else that I got in that same babe box. This is the Lord & Berry Strobing Highlighter Pencil. So this is meant to be used as a highlighter. It's a pencil. That's the color right there. The color's really nice. The only purpose that I can find for this is to highlight the inner corner. I just don't really need a pencil to do that, Pretty much every eyeshadow palette that I have has a metallic color in there that I can highlight the inner corner with. You can also always just use whatever highlight you're using here on the inner corner. So while this works fine for that, I think the color is really nice for that on my skin tone. I don't need this. It's gonna just sit in my collection, let's be honest with ourselves. Got a couple of brow products here I want to talk about. So this is the Essence Micro Precise Eyebrow Pencil. It's very slim. It's got a really, really tiny little tip on it. I got the color light brown. The color of this is really, really nice. I really like the shape of it, the size of it. It's really nice and small and precise. However, I find it to be too creamy. I prefer something sort of in between creamy and waxy, you know, sort of in the middle. This is very, very creamy to the point where I don't feel like my eyebrows are staying in place throughout the day. I also don't think this is gonna last for very long, which is fine. It was like $3. It was very, very affordable. If you like a really creamy formula, then I think you will really like this. The colors are nice. They have a decent variety of colors. It applies really nicely. Because it's so creamy, it applies really easily into the brows. I just find on my oily skin type, something this creamy really has a tendency to slide around. Sometimes I look over and like the tail of my brow is like smudged. I don't love the way that looks. So I won't be repurchasing this. I will use it up though. I think it's fine. But if, like I say, if you like something a little bit firmer, a little bit waxier, I don't think this is going to be the one for you. The next brow product that I want to talk about is the Benefit Gimme Brow. When I'm testing products that I want to review for you guys, I keep them like in the boxes for some reason. I don't know if it's because mentally then I know that I'm still testing it. But I have this on in my brows today. I got the color 3. I don't know what that means. It's so interesting how it'll say like the colors right here, it's color 3. But what is that? Is it brown? Is it taupe? Is it light brown? Like I wish it said. I don't know why it matters. Anyway, I just found that a little bit bizarre. But I like this just fine. Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere on the bottle. I like the little packaging. I think that's so cute. Very fancy. It's got that nice little tiny wand on it. Love that. I would say this is like a light brown color. I like this a lot. It works well. It holds my brows in place. It's not super firm in hold though. If you like something that really holds your brows in place, like Hairspray Strong, probably the CoverGirl one you'd like better. But I'm usually using the Essence Make Me Brow, and this I find very similar in formulation to that. So I don't know if I would repurchase this one because I can get the Essence one for like $4, but I do really enjoy this. It's gonna last me forever, and I can see why it's a popular product for sure. And then the last product I have to talk about is this eyeshadow palette. I have a few palettes that I'm testing right now, but I like to use them quite a bit and try to use many of the colors before I fully review them for you guys. So this is the Ciate London, the Velvet palette. Again, got this in a boxy charm. Love the packaging. I love that sort of matte, soft touch packaging. This is the color story here. I have this on my eyes today. This is okay. This is an okay palette. Here's the thing. We've only got a handful of mattes in here. So we've got this sort of peach color. We've got this kind of warm, peachy, deeper tone. And then we've got this terracotta color, and then we've got this brown. That's it for mattes. The rest are either like glitters or like metallics or shimmers. So because all of those colors are so similar in tone, I find this to be a bit of a one-trick pony. So as you can see, I have a very warm sort of coppery eye on today, and I find mostly that's what I'm getting out of this palette because those transition colors are so warm and so similar in tone. So I've got this shimmer on my lid today, but if I had gone in with this shimmer, or if I had gone in with this shimmer, it would still pretty much look the same, you know? So I just find that if they had just included, like, rather than like one or the other of these, because they're so similar, and then just a brown would have been nice, because then you could go on with some of these cooler tones and get a different look. But because the transition colors are so warm, it just always ends up looking very, very similar. So this is okay. This would be a palette that I might travel with. When I used to travel, I usually would bring a palette that I wasn't absolutely obsessed with. That way, if something happened to it, I wasn't devastated. This would probably be one that I would travel with. It's fine, but it's definitely not a favorite. The other thing that I wanted to mention about this that I found a little bit strange, while the mattes are very, very easy to work with, super buttery, really easy to blend, almost blends themselves. In that sense, this is a really nice palette. The shimmers, interestingly enough, normally colors like this, I usually just take them on my finger and pat them on the lid. That does not work with this formula. It was really weird. I was like, wait, what's wrong with this? So I actually had to go in with a shader brush and apply the shimmers with a shader brush. When you apply them that way, they apply beautifully. I just found that was something interesting to note because I think a lot of people apply their shimmers that way. That's sort of my go-to no-fail way to apply shimmers, is just to use my finger, tap it on, off I go, mascara, boom. And you really can't do that with this palette. So I just think you have to think about this one a little bit more than I normally would have to. While the mattes are beautiful, the shimmers take a little bit of work. And the color story is, I don't know, it's just a little warm, you know? I'd just love to see a matte, like neutral brown in there. I think that would have really amped things up a little bit. So those are my final thoughts on all of these products that I've been trying lately. I'd love to hear from you guys down below if you've tried any of these things. Did you have the same opinions as me, different opinions? It's always nice to hear sort of a different perspective down there in the comments. Love to chat with you guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye.